Tom Hardy's performance in Locke is a masterclass in subtlety, restraint, and emotional depth, carrying the film single-handedly as the only actor on screen. Playing Ivan Locke, a construction manager whose life unravels over a single car journey, Hardy delivers a portrayal that's both understated and profoundly affecting. Here's a detailed analysis of his performance. 1. Physical presence and minimalism. Hardy is confined to the driver's seat of a car for the entire 85-minute runtime, with no physical action beyond steering, adjusting the phone, or glancing at the road. This limitation forces him to rely entirely on his face, voice, and micro-expressions to convey Locke's inner turmoil. He uses the cramped space to his advantage. His posture remains upright and controlled, reflecting Locke's methodical nature, even as his world collapses. Subtle shifts, like a tightening of the jaw, a flicker of exhaustion in his eyes, or a slight slump after devastating calls, signal the cracks in his composure without ever veering into melody. 2. Vocal mastery. Hardy adopts a soft, deliberate Welsh accent for Locke, which serves as a cornerstone of the character's identity. The accent isn't just a stylistic choice, it grounds Locke as a working-class everyman, distinct from Hardy's more intense, physically imposing roles, Bane, Mad Max. His voice becomes the film's emotional pulse, calm under pressure. Locke's measured tone when instructing his colleague Donald or reassuring Bethan contrasts sharply with the chaos around him, showcasing his need to maintain control. Breaking points, rare moments of vocal strain, like when he snaps at Donald or pleads with his wife, Katrina, reveal the effort it takes to suppress his despair. For example, during the confession to Katrina, his voice trembles slightly, betraying the weight of his guilt.
This job, the job in Croydon. Do you remember I was up and down there for 3 months, remember?
Yes.
I stayed in the guest house, the one that had bad damp, I said, remember?
Yeah.
They gave me an assistant. She worked with me on the block construction.
She?
She's
Why are you telling me about some woman?
This is the only time I ever did this, Katrina, the only time. Look, after the block was settled in, there were some drinks to celebrate. And the block going in is a big thing because it's the base of the whole building, and she came back to the guest house. She isn't what you would call an oil painting, but it was wet and cold, and she talked about being lonely, and I talked about being happy, but I'm lonely sometimes, when I was away, and there was this wine, and this was the only time I did this in all our 15 years. And now tonight she's giving birth. Tonight she's giving birth, and it's mine.
Imagined monologues. In his one-sided rants to his dead father, Hardy unleashes a raw, angrier edge, letting Locke's buried resentment surface.
This journey, because it's me driving. Me, not you. And unlike you, I will drive straight to the place where I should be. And I will be there to take care of my fuck-up.
These moments are restrained yet piercing, with a rhythmic cadence that feels almost Shakespearean. 3. Emotional restraint. Hardy's Locke is not a man of grand gestures or explosive outbursts, which makes his performance all the more compelling. He internalizes Locke's pain, letting it simmer beneath a stoic exterior. When Katrina ends their marriage over the phone, Hardy's reaction is a quiet, okay, followed by a long pause where his eyes glisten but don't spill over.
Once and never is everything. So, that's it. It never is once, anyway.
Katrina.
I don't want you to come back, Ivan. This is not your home anymore, and I want you to stay away.
Katrina, please, listen.
Look, we will make arrangements for seeing the boys. But look, I don't want you coming here. You're always more in love with your buildings anyway. Why don't you go and live in one of them? Right at the top, where you like to look out and feel so pleased with yourself. I'm going to wash everything here. Wash it all out 10 times to get the dust of you out of it. I won't have to deal with your footprints turning to stone on the kitchen floor anymore. It's finished.
It's devastating in its simplicity.
This isn't your home.
His interactions with his sons are tender yet laced with unspoken guilt. He keeps up a facade of normalcy, asking about their football match, while Hardy's face subtly conveys the agony of knowing he's losing them. The final scene, hearing his newborns cry, is a rare moment of release. Hardy's faint smile and softened expression suggest a glimmer of redemption amid the wreckage. 4. Character depth. Hardy imbues Locke with a complex mix of strength and vulnerability. He portrays him as a man defined by duty, whether it's ensuring the concrete pour succeeds or being present for Bethan's child, yet tortured by the consequences of his own moral code. Hardy's choices amplify this precision. Locke's detailed explanations about concrete, e.g., C6 aggregate or 225 spread, aren't just jargon. Hardy delivers them with a quiet pride that reveals his identity as a builder, a fixer, now powerless to repair his personal life. Self-destruction. There's a tragic stubbornness in Hardy's portrayal. Locke knows he's torching his career and family, yet Hardy plays him as resolute, almost masochistically committed to doing the right thing.